Hey guys, it's AWRBHA here bringing you a new video. So today we're going to look at something just a little bit different. So normally we do a lot of videos on product reviews of various smart home products and stuff like that. But today we're going to look at more of a smart home accessory or add-on. So Wasserstein, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly because I have no clue, sent me over a couple of products to check out. But they specialize in like add-ons and accessories for your existing smart home products. And they have a wide range of stuff for you to check out. So you're definitely going to want to look that link below and see what they have to offer. But like I said, they sent over a couple of products for us to check out. And so let's dive right in. All right, so first things first, we're going to look at just a basic camera mount. So if you don't know already, most IB cameras have kind of a standard screw hole for your camera mounts. And some camera mounts are great that come with the cameras, and others maybe not so much. Or maybe you just broke your existing camera mount and need to replace it. So this is a pretty cool little feature. They're not very expensive, so they offer a pretty good price. So we're going to check out one of those, and I'll go into a little bit details a little bit later as far as what we're going to use it for. The other item that we're looking at is a floodlight add-on for a WiseCam V3. So that's pretty cool. You should be able to control the light functionality with their app as well. And we'll kind of see what all we can do with that. And as far as being able to integrate it with Home Assistant, maybe, not really sure yet. So let's check it out.
All right, so let's do a quick run through of everything we're going to cover in this video. So of course, for starters, we will unbox that camera mount. And once we do that, then of course, we're going to move right in and show you how to get that thing installed and how we're going to utilize that. After that, then we will look at unboxing the floodlight camera mount for that WiseCam V3. And of course, then we'll move right into installing that as well. And lastly, I'm just going to kind of go over my final thoughts. So let's get started. All right, so unboxing the camera mount. Well, there's not a whole lot to it, really. The box is pretty basic. It's a small form factor box. There's not really much in it other than the mount itself and screws with anchors, of course, to install it. I will say that this mount is definitely pretty solid. It's not one of your cheap plastic mounts that you might find. It's a solid metal mount, so it should pretty much hold any IP camera that you're looking to mount, so that's pretty good. Let's move on to the next step and we'll get this thing put to good use. All right, so the plan is to use this mount to mount a Reolink Duo camera. Now, I did a video of one of these a few weeks back, and so you can certainly hit that link in the top corner there if you want to check out that video. But if you remember the mount that comes with those Duo cameras, they pretty much suck. There's not a lot you can do with them. They're pretty static. They don't allow you to adjust very much. It's basically once you install it, you're kind of stuck with that spot. So we're going to look at replacing that mount with this swivel mount. It should give it a little bit more flexibility. So you can see here the factory mount, it was pretty static. Not a whole lot of movement there. But we should be able to just unscrew this one and put in the swivel mount, and it should just screw right in. So here's where I'm going to be installing this camera. I'm basically replacing a Reolink Bullet camera that I already had with the Reolink Duo. It should give me a whole lot more coverage as far as camera view goes, so we're definitely going to like that. Here it is mounted. It actually worked out pretty great. I was able to just kind of screw that swivel mount in, and then of course I can adjust as I need to the duo camera to whatever angle that I need. As you can see here, here's the actual view of the Rio Link Duo Cam. Has pretty good coverage there, kind of covers that whole backyard area there, so it looks pretty good. And the swivel mount, of course, made it very easy to adjust and get the exact angle that I want. Let's move on to the next step, and we'll take a look at the floodlight cam accessory for the Wisecam V3. Okay, so this is the 3-in-1 floodlight charger and mount for the Wisecam V3. This will allow us to mount it outside. It should also give us the ability to remotely control the floodlight itself using their app. But of course, it will also charge that Wisecam V3 and allow us to use that as well. So inside the box itself, you don't get a whole lot. You'll get the floodlight. Of course, you'll get instructions on how to install it and add it into their app so that you can control the functions of the light. You also get your mounting screws and anchors, of course, to mount it. It comes with a bracket for attaching the Wisecam V3. So this floodlight cam is pretty heavy duty. It's kind of similar to that camera mount I showed you earlier. It's definitely high quality. I like the fact that the LED lights are built in, so you're not having to worry about changing the light bulbs, which is what I have to do currently, of course, with my existing floodlights. So this is definitely much cleaner. Let's move on to the next step and we'll get this thing installed. All right, so of course this is designed to work with the Wisecam V3. So that's what we're going to use to get this thing set up. As you can see here, you basically just attach this little bracket to the floodlight, and from there you're just going to attach the camera to the bracket. It just kind of sits right in there. This will come with a little short USB cable that you can just kind of plug into on the side of the floodlight, and it powers that camera and keeps it fully charged and everything. Simple enough. So of course my plan is to mount this here on the corner of my house. I have an old floodlight here already, so we're basically just going to pull this old one out and wire the new one right up in its place. Anytime we're working with electricity, we want to make sure we cut off our breakers, just to make sure that we don't have any mishaps there. You can see I have a camera facing off in the other direction, so we're basically just going to be able to put this floodlight here on the corner, and we can point this camera off to monitor an area that is not currently being picked up by that existing camera. And here it is installed. It went pretty easy. I just pulled the old one out and put this one in its place. So now we're ready to get this thing set up in the app. All right, so Wasserstein has their own app, but basically this floodlight is using Tuya for its firmware. So I thought it'd be easy and probably cleaner to get this thing set up in the Tuya app. It'll make it so much easier if we're going to try to integrate this into Home Assistant, since we already are using the Tuya integration. And I'll have a link in the top corner if you want to learn about setting up the Tuya integration in Home Assistant. But basically, we're going to select the Bluetooth Wi-Fi PIR floodlight here. We'll need to put it in pairing mode, so we do that by turning it on and off 3 times. Once that's done and the app starts searching for it, it should basically find it right away. As you can see, it came right up. We can change the name if we want, but I think I'm going to leave it as it is for now. All right, so it looks like we have full control of the light. itself. But if we click on the settings here in the top corner, there's not a lot of information there. We do have the device info. So, of course, at a later date, if we wanted to change the name to something else, this is where we would do that. Other than that, there's not a whole lot here. If we go back into the main part of it and click on sensor, we have the ability to modify some of the sensor settings here. Basically, you can change the sensitivity and whatnot. We also have the ability to set a timer, so we can have the light come on and off at certain times if we want. So that's pretty cool. But the real test is this thing going to work in Home Assistant? So as we talked about before, we're using the Tuya app. And so if we look at the Tuya integration here in Home Assistant, you can see there is the floodlight. So it did pick it right up. So that's pretty cool. Looks like we'll have the ability to turn it on and off, of course, and change the brightness level, as well as the color temperature from cool white to warm white. So that's pretty nice. The one thing I don't really like is that there's no way to get that sensor data through that Tuya integration in Home Assistant. I was really hoping that we might be able to utilize that motion sensor for other automations as well, but it doesn't currently look like that's going to be an option. Still pretty cool that we have the ability to control this light in Home Assistant and didn't really have to do anything special to make that happen. Hopefully down the road we might get that capability for the sensor. I don't know. We'll kind of see how that goes. But let's move on to the last step and we'll kind of go over my final thoughts. Okay, so Wasserstein, definitely pretty cool stuff. As you saw at the start of the video, they have tons of cool products out there. So if you're not interested in either of these, you're definitely going to want to check out their website and see what other things they have available. So as for both the camera mount and that floodlight mount, these are definitely heavy duty products. So that's pretty cool. I mean, if you're looking to pick up some extra camera mounts to have as spares, check these out. I think they're definitely worth it. As for this floodlight cam, I really like the fact that it uses this Tuya firmware. Like I said, it just makes it super easy to get it set up in Home Assistant. I do wish that you had that sensor data in Home Assistant as well, but for the time being, I still like the fact that we have that kind of functionality. I'm definitely looking forward to see what else Wasserstein comes up with in the future.
As always, I want to thank everybody for donating to my Buy Me a Coffee link. Every little bit helps. If you haven't had a chance, jump over to my spring merchandise page and check out Burns Home Automation merchandise and see what kind of deals we got going there. And if you're looking for smart locks and other smart home technologies, check out Smonet. I'll have the link in the description below, but their website offers all kinds of cool products. I love their smart locks, but again, there's other stuff there as well, so you'll definitely want to see what all kinds of things they have to offer there. And if you're interested in buying and selling a stock or maybe cryptocurrency, check out Robinhood. I'll have the link in the description below for that as well. And if you're interested and you sign up with that link, you and I both will get a free share of stock. It's a win-win for both of us. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comments below. As always, if there are any videos out there that you would like to see that I don't already have out there, let me know in the comments as well, and I'll see if I can't get something put together for you guys. Otherwise, I'll see you guys around.